Okay, perfect. So we are live. So hi, everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Joints, Healthy Lifestyle Show. And we have our first guest, the amazing Dr. Lola Ashaye. And so I'm going to start off by introducing myself to those who don't know me. My name is Dr. Arinola Dada, and I help people with joint pain and autoimmune diseases become pain-free and get their immune system back on track. So today, this is going to be the first of our series, and we're going to bring this to you weekly. And the idea is to give you health tips that you can use to have become a healthier version of yourself. So we have no one better than Dr. Lola Ashaye to kind of start off our process. And I'm excited to have her. And I was going to introduce her, but I think that Dr. Lola would do a much better job. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Lola to introduce herself.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Dada, for having me. This is such an honor being the first one here. I'm so excited to be here. Dr. Dada is a great doctor, so this is an honor for me, really. Thank you. So I'm Lola Ashaye. I'm a family medicine and lifestyle medicine doctor. I'm double board certified in those two. I also am the owner of InTouch Primary Care, which is a concierge-like practice in the Sugar Land area, which is a suburb of Houston. And we, see patients, mainly adults, and goal is to keep them healthy, happy, so that they can continue to enjoy doing what they love.
Okay, so let's start off with, I think I'm going to dive a little bit into a lot of the things that you do. So one of this is that you provide easy access consistently to people, right? And you're helping businesses and individuals access quality healthcare. And I just want to say thank you because we need this, right? And the other thing that you do is kind of focusing on prevention, right? Because that's the name of the game right now, so I just wanted to say thank you for the hard work that you do. And I'm just so excited to have you here. So we're going to start right off. And I want you to tell us what makes you passionate about the things that you do. I think you went mute.
Oh, okay. Am I still mute? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
There we go. Good. Sorry about that. So I was saying I'm a primary care doctor and I've been practicing for some time now. So I've seen people at various stages of their conditions, right? And something from, I don't know, from the beginning of when I started practicing over 10, 15 years ago now, anytime I see someone that has progressed in a condition, a question that always comes to mind is, how could we have prevented this? And when I look back or think to, where they have started, sometimes I can actually see their chart where they started. And it's just always so disheartening, because a lot of the things they were dealing with, when it was simple, we really could have solved it. It would have been so simple, so easy, so straightforward to solve it at that time. And then when you're now seeing them at this time, is just really, is so heartbreaking. And so my goal has always been, when I start seeing that trend in someone, I'm like, no, trust me, I've seen this before. Let's not go there. So I'm really passionate about trying to prevent people from getting from wherever they are now to getting worse. Because if we can do something about it quickly, it really, really makes all the difference. Because when somebody's sick, it really affects everybody, not just that person. Everyone around them is affected. So it really is worth putting in the effort to take care of ourselves early and not delay our care.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the additional thing that you experience in lifestyle medicine adds. And so, really, I hope that we can convince patients that you need to trust your doctor, right? Especially when they're telling you these things that are going to prevent bad things that your doctor already knows. can potentially happen, right? So we really want to make sure, trust your doctor. Your doctor is working hand in hand with you. And so, yeah, just thank you for that. Just, helping people to remember, trust your doctor, because your doctor can kind of see the road ahead and is taking the steps to prevent that. So just that, yeah, I totally resonates with me, and I hope with a lot of our viewers, that trusting and working hand in hand as a partnership with your doctor is the way forward. Okay, so I do have another question for you. You run a because I remember when we spoke, right? You run a very successful direct care practice. And I know a lot of people out there are a little confused because there's so much changing in medicine, right? So could you tell people, hey, what is this direct care practice and how does it work?
Yes, I love to talk about this. So direct primary care is it's concierge-like, which means that in my practice, people can call, they can text me directly. They pretty much have easy access to the doctor during visits and after visits. So basically, that has a lot of advantages because when you can reach your doctor easily, you're much more likely to get your solutions to your to the concerns very quickly. And it's usually less expensive because you avoid going to the emergency room if you can reach your doctor. It's so funny because just 5 minutes ago, literally, I just had a patient call, was having some symptoms. Ordinarily, she would have had to go to the emergency room, but because she is a member, we're able to do some blood work. I'm sending her for blood work, and she's going to get that done today. I'm going to follow up with her, and more than likely, we're just going to treat with medication, and she'll be fine. If I were in a different practice, I would have just sent her to the emergency room because I would not have time to do these things. So that is one major benefit of our practice. The other benefit that may not be so obvious is that when we're able to allow people to reach us in such a flexible way, and we're able to resolve the problems quicker and easier, it actually creates time for those that need more time, need time us to listen or address their concerns. Because, for example, this patient I talked about didn't have to make an appointment and do this whole elaborate thing. We could solve her issue within 5 minutes. And then that means somebody else that may need more time can get their hour if that's what they need for me to address their concerns. So it's kind of the way the practice works really makes it's a true win-win because it makes people get their solutions faster. And then if they need more time to get things addressed, we also have that. So I really, really like this way of practicing. I think it's very beneficial to our patients.
Yeah. So interesting, just to kind of recap for our patients. So it's ability to reach your doctor. You end up not having to spend all that money in the ER. You have better access, and you can end up having more time spent with your doctor if you need it. So it's a win for your doctor and a win for you. Yep. Okay, thank you, Doc. So I did promise everybody that was listening that they're going to be healthier for watching this talk. So let's do that part 2. So can you share a story of a patient that you've had who's had an amazing outcome after being in your care?
Yes, absolutely. We've had a number of patients and I have many stories, but one stands out. There's a patient that's in his 30s and been seeing him for over a year now and came in with he's a smoker and was a smoker and diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all the things. And I've had several patients who have been able to quit smoking, but with him, I think what made me very excited was not only was he able to quit with, we started out with medication and also a lot of mindset work. He also was able to, reverse his diabetes, and also his cholesterol went from the 200s to 80s now. And also his blood pressure is well controlled. He is still on some medications for some of his conditions, but he's also doing a lot of the lifestyle things which has reduced the amount and dosage of the medicine. Like, for example, it's on only 20 milligrams of a statin. That's really not all that is contributing from an LDL of 200 and something to 80, right? So obviously, right.
Yeah.
So he is, and that's what really gets me excited when people, when we're able to partner with our patients and get them to a healthier state in a relatively short period of time. So, we're preventing heart attacks, we're preventing strokes, we're preventing diabetes. I mean, by so many things, by just addressing those things now. So yeah, that's one that stands out.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, so preventing heart attacks, stroke. Can I say you're actually also preventing rheumatoid arthritis?
Yes.
Because high BMI has been associated and smoking has been associated. So thank you from preventing, another autoimmune disease, because it has gone crazy out there. So yeah, so taking a smoker, high blood pressure, and I think that's what you see when patients partners with their doctors. It's just amazing the results and the benefits that they get. It's like your own coach, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you. I mean, that's an amazing story that really if I even just dial it back a little bit, each item that you were able to address, whether it's the blood pressure or just the smoking, that in itself is a massive undertaking. And that's kudos to you and kudos to the patient for partnering to be able to achieve that. So, okay. So let's see. And I think the other thing is that, we love for our viewers to have a win. Right? Mm-hmm. So can you give me, I need advice too. So can you give me and also give our viewers like 3 tips that we can implement to become a healthier version of ourselves?
Yes, absolutely. And I love talking about, what we can do naturally, because there's so much that we can do naturally. And my first tip will be sleep. Prioritizing sleep, because that is just so I think undervalued. Well, that's one of the first things that goes when we are trying to rearrange our lives is, okay, let's just put sleep on the back burner. But sleep is so important. I mean, we're finding that it really affects our health. It helps us in how we eat. It just drives so many things. So we're created to try to sleep 7 to 8 hours ideally. So making it an intentional thing. And one tip I'll say is set your alarm 30 minutes before your bedtime. And that helps to remind you that you should start winding down, and then go have a sleep routine, brush your teeth, get yourself ready for bed and all of that. And that just helps when you do that over and over again. It just puts your body, ready to sleep, and then you can sleep. So prioritize sleep. That's number one.
I'm taking notes.
Number 2, I'll say, is be intentional about avoiding stress. I think, again, we underestimate how much stress affects our health. And the nice thing is the body doesn't really know the difference between when you're relaxing intentionally versus when you're not. So you don't have to feel like relaxed to, you can actually trigger a relaxation response within yourself. So what I recommend to my patients is try to incorporate that into your schedule. Don't wait until something actually happens to now trying to get relaxed. Incorporate whatever works for you. It could be walking, it could be reading, it could be yoga, it could be, meditation, it could be prayer. Just incorporate something into your daily schedule that will naturally increase the hormone levels in your body, decrease the cortisol level, just make you relaxed at baseline, and just have that as part of your schedule. And that really makes a difference, because if your cortisol level is chronically high, there's inflammation happening, which affects a lot of autoimmune conditions, which can make things a lot worse. So by relaxing on purpose, it can make a big difference. So that's my second tip. And then my last tip is physical activity. So, we sometimes, especially now, a lot of people work from home and people are sitting a lot. And we're finding that sitting, apart from just even if you work out, but you're spending most of your time sitting, there's actually independent risk for heart disease, and even death. So people that sit more actually die earlier. So I know it's something. So that worries me because I know a lot of people work from home. So they don't even get up to, they're in bed literally from morning till night. They just get up once to eat. So that is a problem. So we need to be a lot more intentional about getting up several times during the day, even if you have a sit-in job, or getting a desk that you can stand, being creative about making sure that we're getting up often to walk around, even just 5 minutes, every few hours. So ideally you want to get up every hour, but every 20 minutes, if you can, would be even better. But just wherever you just don't sit all day, do your best to move. So that would be my third tip for today.
Okay, I am gonna break that down because, like I said, I took my notes here, and I would say one thing that resonates with each of your points is being intentional, right? Being intentional about thinking about sleeping. Dr. Ashaye says we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? And so get into a sleep routine. So thinking about it, planning, don't just let things happen to you. Being intentional about avoiding stress, and most of us just kind of, we go there, we hit the world, we just let things happen. Let's be intentional. So you talked about meditation, Dr. Shai talked about yoga, those things that kind of help to reduce your cortisol level, and also, by the way, help to reduce your risk for autoimmune diseases, right? And then the third thing she said is sitting is equal to death. So we need to get up, right? Yeah, so we need to get up. We need to go for those walks. We need to make sure we're doing from at least for 20 minutes in a day. And you're talking to me when you say you exercise in the morning, but my job is pretty sedentary. I sit down and I talk to my patients. So getting a standing desk and just doing what we can and just being intentional about it. So, these are so critical. I actually made a note. I'm keeping that for myself as a reminder because I'm motivated today, but I have to keep that motivation going with making sure I set my intention. So thank you, Dr. Ashaye.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
So now I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
If you had a superpower, doctor, what superpower do you wish you had, and tell us why?
Okay, superpower. So I wish I could read minds. Mind reading, right? That would be my superpower. And because I just, sometimes you just wonder if whatever you're saying is sinking through. Like and that goes with patients, but also goes just generally speaking, like, I wonder if this person is really here. Or what are they really thinking? Like, it would just be a fun superpower. Nobody will know I have it though. That would be even fun.
Okay, yes. I love that. That is really cool. Yeah. No more HIPAA hair. Like,
Right.
She knows everything. Yeah, your kids really love that.
Oh my
Mom
goodness,
can
I
read
can
the
only
final script.
imagine. I'll feel bad for them actually. Maybe I won't want to read their minds.
Oh, okay, that is really cool. So you know what? Let's tell people, how can we find you, right? You're amazing. People want to follow you. People want to learn from you. People want you to be their doctors. Tell us how to make this happen.
Absolutely. So like I said, the clinic is in Sugar Land, Texas. That's a Houston suburb, InTouch Primary Care. And then also you can find me on social media, on YouTube and Instagram. On Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at InTouch Primary. And then on YouTube, we have InTouch Primary Care handle. You can find us on YouTube there. And I believe and our website. Our website is where you can find all this information, www.intouchprimarycare.com.
Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Healthy joints and healthy life. Share with someone who you think may benefit from this. Like the video. We're going to be bringing this to you weekly just to help you to a healthier version of you. So if you're in the greater Seattle area, contact us at overlakearthritis.com, and we have a team here that will help you on your journey to a healthier you. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.